Gurpal Sidhu has chipped in and picked up a wicket, beating.
Remember who it was exactly, the batter, and he went for an expansive drive over extra cover and inside edged it onto the stump. And I'm sure he must have got a mouthful from the coach and the captain.
And apart from me branching, the viewers and you would not agree more than to what I'm saying is that he's done hard work and he should be rewarded for his hard work.
Absolutely. Oh, that's beautifully bowled once again.
That was a
forward beating the outside edge. Turn, bounce, guile, everything that you want for.
He was a duck standing. He did not know what the ball was going to do.
Once again in the air, and that's it. That's the end of the innings. And as
captaincy, especially look at the way he's bowling. A bowler who uses his shoulder more often, hitting the deck hard.
Oh, that's beautifully bowled. Abdul, you were just talking about the two slaves. I wonder if we had one more that would get out here. The one which we are used to seeing in the 90s and early 2000s or even earlier maybe. Who blinks first? Oh, lovely bowling here. This time slightly fuller, enticing. That's been pretty impressive so far.
Takes me back to Glenn McGrath and Brett Lee.
And as we speak, the commentator's curse comes in, beautifully driven through extra cover. And we were talking
between the sticks length and one odd ball he bowls from the offside. Like this one, this is played away. That's going to run away. Oliver Cox on the move, trying to cut the ball. Diving effort saves a couple of runs for them. And why should they, especially knowing where to capitalize on? That's their strength. And that's nice. That might be a bigger one. First big one. Look at that, freeing his arms and gets a bang on 6. Anil Kumar.
Earlier, he was really fine. Do we see another bouncer? As we speak, we see another one, but the ball went right where the fine leg fielder was placed before this delivery, so maybe a slight error in. Good afternoon and welcome back, everyone. We are now about to resume the game with Canada chasing 140 odd, which was made by the Nepal team batting first today. Sompal Kami charging in to bowl to Ali Nadeem. Left alone. Canada need 144 runs to win this game. It's a 50-over game, remember, between the Canadian high-performance squad and the Nepal national team. As I'm joined by my co-commentator, Abdul.
Thank you, Venu. Good afternoon and welcome back for the second innings. That's cracked and crunch through the gap. That'll be the first boundary out of Ali Nadeem's bat.
Rank longer hop, loose stuff here by Nepal and rightly punished by Ali Nadeem.
The swing in the ball, but it was too wide for Ali Nadeem and was an easy pecking to get in his bag and scored 4 runs off it. Ali Nadeem is riding on a high currently. Recently won TDCA final, 50-over final S9, which is a super elite class. A strong all-rounder. Was mostly on batting. Will give strike to Shubham Sharma. So this is the ballistic partnership between Ali Nadeem and Shubham Sharma. It'll be a matter of time till you see that both the openers have driven the game down. So Nepal team to win, they'll need wickets.
Absolutely, and I think the total that they have is pretty meager. They really need to capitalize on this new ball and make sure that they get some quick wickets. We have also seen that the ball is turning a lot, gripping a lot in the middle overs, so that can also be used to Nepal's advantage. But the point is, they're just defending 139 at this time. They need 139 more runs to win. Nicely played. They cannot afford any loose stuff and have to keep it tight. Sompal Kami. Nicely bowled and nicely fielded as well.
That's nicely tonking off Shubham Sharma's bat. 139 required. A paltry total. Set up by Nepal for Canada high performance side. Power play would be the key. They'll want to build in the power play before that advantage being taken away. Sompal Kami finishes off the over with a dot, 5 of the over. All scored by Ali Nadeem. Shubham Sharma on the other side still has to open his account. And at once, a week ago, these two gentlemen on your screen, Shubham Sharma and Ali Nadeem, were playing against one another for the Toronto District Cricket Association final, the TDCA S9 final held at the Maple Leaf Cricket Ground, the adjacent ground. That's where these two gentlemen were against one another. Now in the same unit, we see them batting together. It's Rijan Dhakal. And this is not required, where especially Nepal are in some noise, especially trying to get a calm start. A misfield is something that you'd least expect out of them. Two slips in position for Rijan Dhakal. 137 in 293 balls. For any of you who've just joined us, Nepal won, claimed the toss and elected to bat first. They're coming live from King City. Excellently bowled by Rijan. He just needs a little support from the fielders. The captain's given him 2 slips to support him. And inside edge, gets very, very lucky. It's trying to protrude through that little window he finds. Look at that, nip back, inside edge, survives. Might have been unlucky for the bowler, where he could not get the ball on the stumps. Too full. A firm push. There's the vibrant energy out in the field by Nepal. Welcome back, Venu.
Thank you, Abdul. Yep, decent start here by Canada. And as we see, overcast conditions, contrary to what it was in the morning. We're seeing the temperatures drop a bit too, so that might play on the batter's mind. And even for the fielding team, it can be a tad difficult holding on to those catches when it's cold. Nicely defended. And that's the fifth ball of the second over.
We were expecting rain a day later, not today, not tomorrow. And I did not expect that it would get this tricky. They're looking for a start here. Definitely the high performance team has got a start. And a slip being taken off.
End of a good over here by Shubham. I beg your pardon, by Rijan Dhakal.
Nepal being bowled out for on the 40th over. And the man in action by picking five wickets was Shahid Ahmadzai. Sompal Kami will continue from the north end. We'll see him bowl quite often in the power play. Will be in contention till the power play is over.
Nepal, Canada 8 for no loss.
That's nice shape, nice late swing of the surface. That's been aided nicely to Sompal Kami's action, and the areas is looking to bowl. Something different what Nepal has to do here would be that the only chance for them will get better by picking up wickets.
Interestingly, they have a first slip and a slip which is really wide, somewhere around the fourth slip. There's a lot of gap between the two of them, or it's more like a wideish gully even, I would say.
They've brought the gully fielder forward there. They're looking the batter to drive. In a test cricket, you'd see that gully fielder standing on the forward move. But to remind about the prowess of these two batters is that they like taking the attack on. Ali Nadeem, who's very much capable, recently played for Chicago Tigers at the minor league cricket 2024, who scored 46 runs, who also shared the locker room with the likes of Babara. Is playing somewhere else here, Ali Nadeem, where the ball's going on the offside. Tried to, not sure if he was trying to leave that one or to play on the onside. Very risky to go against the line of the ball.
I just feel, Abdul, given what happened in the morning or in the first half of the game, it might be really interesting to see how the spinners operate here for Nepal, because we definitely saw a lot of turn and bounce. And batting was relatively easy, I would say, as we see another ball being tucked down.
Clipped off as that's running away for 4 runs. That's nicely timed by Ali Nadeem into the gap, knowing where his fielders are. It's just a tuck off his hips here. You see that, Venu, and how well he's timed that. Timing has been to perfection by Ali Nadeem. This is a second boundary. He picks up one through the off and this time on the leg side.
That's correct. I think the line here was a bit off towards the batsman's legs, and that gave him the opportunity to tuck it around the corner.
Good single by putting that in the gap. Ali Nadeem will keep the strike.
Good start here by Canada. 12 for no loss in 3 overs. In fact, 13 for no loss with that single. Ali Nadeem scoring most of the runs, or in fact all the runs till now.
The youngsters get more chance and more exposure to the game. The muscle twitch for the team is activated and they don on the colors with pride and making sure that they help them. This is the sole objective of this program. But what will aid this program, what will help it better is that, especially this game, Nepal hasn't got much runs on score. So they may try to use their youngsters, young budding talent, and they may try to experiment a little with a cushion given from the experienced veterans who are there on the lines. They can definitely try to mix and match.
Absolutely. This would be a nice test for their bowling unit to see how they go about defending a really low score out here. With conditions now being overcast, and we also saw that there was a lot of turn on offer for the spinners as well.
But for spinners to come, it'll be at least after the power play because the ball is new, there's nip in the air, they're getting swing. Will be a bad decision for the captain of Nepal to bring on the spinner early on. It might produce them a wicket, but to underutilize your fast bowler, Sompal Kami, he's been looking good. And not a bad ball from Rijan Dhakal till now.
Yes, Rijan has been pretty much on target.
Flicks away where the fielder is at the square leg. Cricket has been massively growing and it will for sure be at its pinnacle in the coming years, especially the support received by TD being the major sponsor to promote cricket in the country. They've been prolific with the extended support. But also, the support also comes in with the resonance and the response from the viewers, from the spectators, from the lovers of the game, from the enthusiasts. And it has been equal and much more to grow.
It's heartening to see a lot of sponsorship support for Cricket Canada. And the more support it gets, the better it is in terms of the growth of the game, more local sponsors and local talent coming up as well. And that's the whole idea behind putting up this high-performance squad against an international team here.
Nicely clipped away to the fine leg. Protection in place, will be only able to get one. Now, every sports, anything you're constructing out from scratch takes time to build. Castles aren't built in a day. For any sports to gain popularity, it took time. When you see NBA, a multi-billion-dollar industry, it did not happen. It only bloomed after Magic Johnson and then came Michael Jordan. That's when it turned out to be a billion-dollar industry. Now it's more than that, especially soccer having that popularity. What made it special? It's viewers. And similarly, The game of cricket has the same craze as the popular sports. Off the back foot, has timed it to perfection again. This has been the go-to area. Perfection has been the basic. We will say that time and time again, especially because how well he's been able to knock it around the corner. It is Shubham Sharma this time who gets tall, takes on the bounce and sends it between the point and the third man.
Abdul, I think Nepal have to really plug these runs being scored so freely. At the moment, I think it's way too easy for Canada. Canada high performance team, 18 for no loss. As we see Sompal Kami coming in from the pavilion end. Dot ball.
It has been easy picking, easy run collection for Canada, high performance side, especially with the type of line and length. Sompal Kami's over is going to be a crucial turn of event here. The way he's bowling, it's definitely going to help Nepal if they want to win. But Canada is looking strong. The high performance side, right calls being made. They need to contain them off the single, especially making sure of they're not getting off the strikes often. Singles have to dry. And if they Nepal side wants to be the favorite here, they need an early breakthrough.
Yes, they need to find a wicket somewhere really soon. As we see another slip being taken out. I just feel, Abdul, this is a slightly defensive approach here by Nepal.
That's close.
LBW, and that's given.
That is what Sompal Kami was expected to do, and he has delivered it to Nepal. Look at that shape. That's why he's taken off that slip back, and very, very close there. He moves away, and straight away the umpire gives it. He's bewildered by the decision, but still the call will carry on. It is Ali Nadeem who walks back.
Yep, I think the umpire probably thought it's hitting leg stump. I think the follow-through of the batter probably made it look closer than it was. I just felt my initial reaction was it might be slipping down the leg side, but yeah, the umpire thought it's kind of hitting middle and leg.
Tough to say, especially after that ball's nipped back in. It's difficult to make any predictions here or make any judgments because the ball was definitely going down the leg. But the umpire who's standing up close might have seen a different story there. Who got the better view with his own eye and may look different here because it's the game of angles. The cricket has always been the game of angles. Even you're bowling, you're batting, or you're watching.
And interestingly, we have the slip coming back in for the new batter.
Very young Ajay Singh. Early on, they'd want to pile some pressure on the youngster. Good experience for him. Looks confident. Will be some pressure. Have you ever felt that going for any of your important days? Your nerves, butterflies in your stomach?
I'll be lying if I said no. It's always there, and it's always good to have some pressure. Pressure means expectations. Expectation means You're there to do a job, and people want you to do well. So, yep. I think a little bit of pressure, a little bit of butterflies in the stomach is always good. It keeps you focused. It keeps your ego in check. Unless you're Sir Vivian Richards, who can just walk with that swag out and think as if he owns the world and play beautifully as he does, or as he used to do. Close. There was a fielder at short point just for that particular shot.
Symbiotic effort from the fielders. Similar. It's just not the one who's close at point. Also the fielder behind him at gully, who tried to dive in the same fashion. Talking about nerves and pressure, yes, it does keep you in check and says about the responsibility that you want to take on. It's always good to have that little tingling sensation in you that says that you want to make the opportunity count. Doesn't say that you're taking it for granted.
Is nicely bowled here by Sompal. Great comeback here. I think he's definitely kept a tight leash on the batters in this over. He's targeting the stumps more, as you can see, and that's how he got the LBW. High performance Canada team still 18 for 1 after 5 overs.
Now the boundaries may dry up, especially with the departure of kicking the ball well. Now it'll be Shubham Sharma who'll have to play along the youngster. We'll have to talk to him and make sure he keeps in check with what is expected of youngster, to make sure the fluidity comes in for him. There's some excitement behind the stumps. Later the bowler joined too, but the umpire, Meath, does not look excited here at all.
That was a huge appeal.
And was
Definitely
adjourned.
closer. Close to the outside edge, but hard to tell.
And not definitely, you cannot, without the snicko or the hot spot. And we see that technology coming in soon for games like this as well.
I think the keeper was more interested. The bowler kind of joined him later.
Because the bowler did not know what was happening. And he just went in sync. Taken off of his thigh pad nicely. Down to deep fine leg where Bhurtel is. Nepal's been kept quiet in their batting. They've been tamed. The credit has to go to the Canadian high-performance bowling side. The coaches were along the lines, taking laps, while the bowlers were doing the job. And every time, Coach Kuram Chauhan, alongside Zahur Bhatt, they saw an opportunity. They did speak. And timely messages were also sent. This is nicely timed. Again, contemplation from the batter to know what he's doing. Look at that, how tall he stands on the rise of the ball as it peaks up. Ajayveer Singh, very new. To the game of cricket, and yes, he has played, but the field of cricket on he's playing is new.
Nicely bowled there. This one darting back in. I think these are really good conditions for bowling out here, Abdul. It's nice and overcast. Saw a bit of nip in the air in the morning as well. There was swing on offer. I think the tall Canadian bowlers use that to their advantage.
Reminds you of England? Rajan
yes.
Dhakal's been using that as well to his advantage with Sompal Kami. It's just he has been wicketless, and the areas his use has been disappointing. Back of the length, he may want to target. Upish, and that's the shot from the young Ajay Veer Singh. And indeed, courageous one, having fielders inside the circle. Saw the opportunity to liberate his arms, and he's done that nicely to get 4 runs.
Yes, this was played purely on the length on offer. Slightly foolish delivery. And I think the bowler was trying to bring the ball back in once again to look for the LBW or the bold dismissal. But this time the batter got his bat down on time and also hit it over the vacant mid-on region.
Let us not forget that the left-hander is bowling him over the wicket for the right-hander. And it is expected with that gap between the mid-on and mid-wicket that's open, that's vacant. So he'll have to be very mindful, especially using that angle. The batter also knows that the ball is...
I think there's a stark difference in approach here between Canada and Nepal. Canadian bowlers were tall, lanky, getting a lot of good bounce on offer, hitting the seam more, whereas the Nepal bowlers are more focused on getting the ball pitched up and looking for swing. So 2 different approaches in the same game. Interesting to watch. Here comes Sompal Kami once again. Oh, that's beautifully bowled. That's the right channel. That's exactly what we saw this morning being bowled by the Canadian bowlers.
Shubham Sharma likes slogging the ball towards the deep square leg, drags the ball. That's his mode of operation. As one of the features of his batting is that if you bowl him on the offside too full, he takes it, he drags on towards the leg side when it's too full. A better player of the leg side can play on the off too, but he looks classic when he plays on the leg side. He's got good sweeps and pickup shots. Likes to cover the power play. Very mindful as a batter. Knows what his ranges are, his areas are. Good bouncer.
That's a good bouncer. Called a wide, surprisingly, maybe for the line. But it was a good thought.
Away from the shoulder. Right decision made by the umpire. That's going down the leg. Should have been more between the stumps. Especially if he's bowling that, may want to target the off stump, the first stick. Third stick, if it's been considered towards leg to off, then the third stick, so that if he's getting some seam off the surface, it does not bother the bowler and his effort.
Oh, interestingly, no ball called. Probably for overstepping.
This is a nefarious act from Sompal Kami, especially having no runs, not enough runs being scored by the batters. They can do is bowling a no ball, especially giving that opportunity for a batter, giving a chance for a batter to swing his arms. Especially we've seen Ajay Veer do it already, take on a boundary from that mid-wicket side.
Free hit.
Let's see if Singh optimally uses it. Moves away from the line. He's wasted that. He'll be not happy. He's played with the line. Why does he have to come down and go away on the leg side, thinking that he'll be using the other channel?
Yeah, I think that was a easy miss there. Given the length of the ball, he could have stayed where he was and could have made the angles using the length.
Too many chefs spoil the broth. Similarly, too many thoughts, they clutter your mind. So, got to be clear in your approach. That's what our conversation was with one of the coaches of Nepal on the sidelines, making sure that the disciplined approach is there for the cricketers and they're clear in their approach irrespective of the outcomes. You give your best on the day and the day changes for you if it's not today your best of the days. But surely there's always going to be a new dawn.
$29 for 1 Canada. We are in the 7th over. Ajay Veer Singh and Shubham Sharma trying to build a partnership after losing a wicket early. But that's brilliant. What a ball that was. Incredible. Just took off a good length. There's hardly anything that a batter could do in that occasion. Sompal generating some pace out here. Has his tail up after getting the wicket in the previous over.
Surely they're looking for one more wicket and that should be of Shubham Sharma. Require 115. With 3 overs of power play to go after this over. That stayed low. Not come on to the bat and Sompal Kami finishes an over. Got away with 1 no ball. And 3 runs coming off this over.
As we have a look at the match summary. We are living in a digital age.
They're messing with you, Venu. They're just messing with you. The production team is trying to play on you.
All right, back to the action.
What do you make out of the start from Canada?
I think it's decent. Yes, obviously he would have loved not to lose that wicket early. But apart from that, I don't think they've had any trouble yet.
This was sharp inside to the batter. It came in sharply, as if a spinner was trying to twirl the ball into a right-hander.
I think we can see some signs of inconsistent bounce at the moment. And a bit of the ball holding up. So there's something happening with the wicket. I believe Nepal could probably use that to their advantage by targeting the stumps more, bringing Bold and LBW into play.
Might see some drizzles coming. I hope I'm not hallucinating. They want
Once again, the ball keeping low. Nicely played. Rijan has done a good job so far in this over. Let's change this angle, bowling around the stumps.
good bowling attack, having a left-arm bowler. If you have a left-arm bowler who can bowl in the inception of the innings, you need that lefty who can bring ball towards the curling inside the right-hander, as we speak about. That's a good bouncer. Got hold of it, looks like that. And one bounce, two bounce, that stays on the ground.
Few signs of the outfield getting a bit slow as well. Charging down the track, and he's been given out. It's an outside edge.
Look at the aggression from Rijan Dakal. He sends him, shows the way where he has to go. I like it from the fast bowler. Comes down the track, and he has to show some respect to the veteran. Ajay Veer Singh being treated little harshly by Rijan Dakal here. Very close to him. Not happy. He'll take some accurate taste of the battle.
Right, we have a left-hander in here, Yuvraj Samra.
A versatile batter, Yuvraj Samra. Gets on the crease, is young. "18 years old, was a part of Vancouver Knights franchise for GT20 this season. His club cricket skills have been highly praised and spoken about. Look at him. Look at his balance of the stance he's taking. Very still position, a left-hander. He might have come to avenge his fallen comrade, Ajay Veer Singh. I love the celebration, but it was a little too close to Ajay Veer Singh, who might have been bro-beaten. But
If it was
very close, very close. I wouldn't say that he was physical with him, or he directly pointed at Ajay Veer. I was like, you've got the liberty to celebrate, haven't you?
You have, but I don't know if I'm going by the book. If you see the ICC laws and regulations, I feel
Come
that
on, Venu. You yourself are a bowler. You have to let Rajan get away with that.
I'm not saying he should not have done it. I'm just saying what's in the rules. That's a quick single. Interesting to see if there's a direct hit. No. But good initiative shown by Canada. Looking for that tight single to rotate strike.
Good running by Shubham Sharma, who straight away called. There was a yes and no from Samra, but he completes. A lanky left-hander. One more left-hander with the spinner. You named the spinner as a lanky left-hander. I'll go with the same. Calling a lefty, but what stands out for me is from his batting is elegance. I'm not going to talk too much till he comes out and he exhibits what he is capable of.
Sompal Kami now coming round the wicket to the left-hander.
A name that resonates often of Yuvraj Samra, is because he was a part of nation tour against Hong Kong and Malaysia. He was a part of that ODI one-day game. And when Canada toured Malaysia and playing against Hong Kong, he scored 128. The very first game, he was dismissed cheaply. And knowing he was where his error was, he's rectified that. And the next game, he smashed 100. That says a lot about the character of a young lad.
That's a lovely looking drive. Well fielded in the covers. Nepal fielders are supporting the bowlers well out here.
The fielders are making sure they keep their palms warm.
As we know, at this time of the year in Canada, it can get pretty cold pretty fast.
But I wasn't expecting this cold, especially this morning. It was hot.
Yeah, sudden drop in temperatures post-lunch.
Gets you more drowsy. Absolutely great conditions to take a nap menu for you.
Well, the commentary box is so cozy at the moment. I can assure you of that. We are feeling the cold out here.
It's the part of a job that you're supposed to be at times in sun and rain and also in cold, but love doing this.
Yeah,
Just love doing it for the passion of the game.
Absolutely. I think you've seen all 4 seasons today. Just the rain part is missing. I hope it keeps out.
And the spectators know who to blame if it's raining. It's not me, clearly. It's not Abdul Mukhid. It's Venu. You know your man. Send in your bills.
Yeah, we are all hoping for a great contest out here. At this moment, it certainly looks like one. Canada 32 for 2. Still require 112 runs to win, which may not look a lot, but given the conditions.
Nicely, that's come nicely off the bat.
That
Was
was
very
brilliant
close.
fielding.
He's been sent off by Shubham Sharma from the non-strikers end. And with that, the over ends for Sompal Kami, I'm assuming. Just with that
That was
fade off.
close.
Yeah, that's Sompal Kami. That's finished his over.
Would have been out.
Indeed. Awareness from the keeper. Could have stood on the stumps as soon as the ball was sent off the bat. 9 overs done, 32 for 2. Yuvraj Samra batting still yet to open his account of 6 deliveries, and Shubham Sharma hanging in the middle tight.
And
7 of
Nepal
16.
going unchanged as well with the bowling. Oh, that's beautifully bowled. He's creating some issues out here with this angle. Vijan Dakal once again coming round the stumps. Nicely bowled.
might have been a tricky time for Samra and Sharma to hang on. Opens that front leg. He's still looking out for that range hitting in the leg side. When you see that front leg being open from Shubham Sharma, will be a ball and a court. That's a good bounce from the wicket keeper to the wicket keeper. Beg your pardon. Just absorbing on what Rajan Dhakal's bowling. 1 wicket for Sompal Kami and 1 picked up by Rajan Dhakal by his fantastic celebration.
I think I was about to say that Shubham has to be a little careful out here, given how Ajay Veer Singh got out in the previous over. It was a similar delivery that just took off from a good length. And it's that one spot which Rajan Dhakal is trying to target now, where the ball is just taking off from a good length spot. This time it comes in.
It becomes at times difficult for a batter to get your reach towards that off direction, especially if you're standing on the first stump, opening that front leg. You're more trying to expose your stump, looking for that slot ball in your region, in your range, and that's when you'll be able to hit. But look at Rajan, how smartly he's bowling away from the batter. He's kept that and bought this one sharply. Look how Shubham's taking his stance. It's more a little away from the stumps. He's not covering it completely, but more towards the leg side he wants to access. It's very evident what he wants to do, and see what Rajan does. Goes down, that's poor. That's very, very poor from Rajan Dhakal. We were expecting that he might bowl on the offside, but it has come off his leg side, trying to clip it away. And look at him, he's ready at the leg side to take that ball on, and he hasn't been in any confusion.
Five runs given off that ball, a wide and a boundary. Rajan once again. Nicely played on the offside and just stopped inside the ropes. The fielder saved 2 there. Good fielding in the deep at third man. As we approach the last ball of the 10th over. Canadian high performance team, 39 for 2. Lovely shot in the offside. And that's the end of the over. Canada high performance team going at 4 and over, 40 for 2 after 10.
End of the power play. That finishes off the power play with 2 wickets for the high performance team. With 2 wickets, 1 Ali Nadeem, the opener, and then it was Ajay. Sompal Kami to continue. Will be his 6th over, and they're using Kami's skill to scalp another one. I'd say that they're not going to take overs home, so good captaincy from the captain to keep the attack on. Nicely back of the length. There'll be a chase for the fielder. He's timed it well. Will he be able to cut off in time? Good effort to chase the ball. Solid timing from the batting. Shubham Sharma looking in good touch, giving us glimpses. They'll have to force Sharma to hit them over covers. They'll have to force him to play that false play, making sure that he is not able to access the leg side. That'll be one way they can bind him.
He played.
Do you think it'll be a lapse of concentration from the non-striker as well, just keeping Samra away for a longer period of duration from the strike, and they keep on Shubham Sharma, just get him a little frustrated so that he doesn't score runs? And what do you think about that?
I think we saw a glimpse of that in the first innings as well. And when both the Canadian openers were playing, Arjun and Anil. And Anil was kept off strike for a long time, which kind of reflected in the shot that he got out with. No ball signal once again. This is not good from Nepal. I think they can't afford to give away these freebies.
This is the second no ball being bowled by Sompal Kami, and he cannot afford any no balls or any extras, especially with 2.58 an over. They require only 3 runs an over, close to 3 runs an over, and they've still got enough batting depth to come. And good opportunity for Yuvraj Samra to swing his bat around.
Yep. As a batter, I would be licking my lips and fingers. Be happy to get a free hit like this early on in my innings to get me going.
And what a way to open your account as well. He hasn't got started yet. He's faced 6 balls. And shall we see one? Short ball of Samra and a great comeback to cover that no ball. Efficiently bowled by Sompal Kami. Very still head position. Sees that shot. Wanted to take that uppercut. Was quick. "18-year-old little fella, but has got his heart of steel." Played couple of games for Vancouver Knights. Was sent down the order, who usually comes, likes batting on top of the order. On a game he was not out. I was very surprised and stunned to see Samra not get enough opportunities in Vancouver Knights, especially because he was not out and most of the batters were failing. They're not getting as many runs as was expected on a tricky surface, but he could have been one of the options, especially where he scored some runs for the team. Do not have enough balls. That's away.
It's nicely played in the gap. There was a fielder at gully waiting for that shot, but he played it away from him on purpose.
"11 completed, 45 for 2. Shubham Sharma and Samra, who's opened this account. 99 required in 234 balls. Might see the first change for Nepal. Arif Sheikh, who might bowl spin. Ominous signs for Nepal here. who are trying to recover. We'll see if the wickets may reinvigorate them.
Yes, interesting change here. Spin being brought on early. In fact, it's more of medium pace. I beg your pardon.
Aha, you've been hoodwinked. Hope it also does on the batter as well. 99 runs required. And keeper standing up close may frustrate Samra to get off the crease and play his shots. It's always keeper standing on top on your head. Put some pressure, especially when you're not as quick as expected. A medium pacer restricts you to come out. And a great capture by the camera team. Has got the full view. Can go back like how the climax builds, just with every ball he bowls, just with that wider angle as he runs in.
It's a lovely place to play
Getting
cricket.
narrower.
We are at the King City Maple Leaf Cricket Ground. Beautiful place to play cricket. As you can see, with the lush green outfield and the open spaces.
It is on point. Just like the only thing missing is drum rolls. Look at him run in, and then it narrows down as when he runs in. A build of climax from the camera team, making sure you enjoy what the ground looks like. Look at this. And some drum rolls here.
Oh, that's close. Probably missing leg, as signaled by umpire Meet. Yes, you could see off and middle.
That's missing leg.
The leg stump.
For sure, his leg going. If he's standing away from the leg stump, there's more possibility that he may be missing the leg stump. That's why he's taken that guard.
That is a nice ball. Coming in. I think he's looking for that gap between bat and pad with that wide stance of his.
To get that, he'll have to delude the batter, thinking that he's going to take the ball away, and he'll have to set him up, which will take some time. Bowl the ball near the off stump and then take one to zip back in. Just like that one. Excellent running by Samra and Shubham.
Nepal has done quite well in the last 2 or 3 overs. I believe they haven't really given away too many runs. It's just that they need to keep a check on the extras that they gave out in form of no balls and wides. But apart from that, I don't think Canada has really got onto a flyer out here. It's still a decent start here. And the game is still in the balance. A couple of quick wickets here could actually turn the tide.
Let's put that in the gap. And good thing is that after those 2 wickets, they haven't really gotten away with the boundary. End of the over. And we see the score being on 48. Little bowling summary. Sompal Kami, 1 wicket. And Rijan Dhakal, who's been slightly more spendthrift than his fellow partner. An economy of 5 and over, with Sompal Kami 3.33 and over, who's picked a wicket. Current run rate, they're going on 4, required 2.53 and over. The game hasn't slipped from Nepal's hands. the capacity the team has to build onto a heavy high target run, but they haven't really explored it today.
Agreed, especially after the start that they got in the first innings. Everybody was looking at a score of at least 250 to 270. But a good fight back by Canada in the middle overs. As we see a bowling change, Gulshan Kumar Jha taking over from the pavilion end. Here comes Gulshan. Starts off with a wide.
Arjun Saud has been kept busy today behind the stumps. A no ball, a wide going down for 4 runs, and whatnot. Especially having a low scoring game, you're not having much of runs to defend. You'll be more finicky about where you're bowling. A run short of 50 for high performance.
Some nice looking drive, but could not pierce the gap. Yuvraj still trying to find his feet out here. He's 3 of 13. Shubham Sharma 14 of 29. Canada trying to get a move on after losing those 2 wickets.
One thing with Nepal is that after losing the openers, they never really recovered from that blow. Having the batters walk in, they tried to express themselves, but it was unnecessary against a good ball. And the high performance teams should have learned from the batting collapse. That's a good delivery, beating him off the bat. Should have learned a lesson from Nepal's batting. And they should have come with a mindset from the coach's message that we are not going to collapse. Look at that one more time. Beating outside off for Samra's bat. Gulshan Kumar Jha. Nicely driven.
That's a beautiful shot. Deserved 4.
I doubt it. There's a fielder in place at times. Good shots do not give you boundaries. You'll have to wait and stand there. You may expect that you've played that good shot, but this builds on the confidence. Samra will have to take a lesson that is taking the ball well enough.
Once again, great fielding out here by Nepal. I think that's the kind of effort they need to defend this total.
Look at the bonding the Nepal cricketers are having in between them. They're gelling well. They're cheering for every run saved. They'll have to make the batters work hard. Nicely driven on the up. He's found the gap. Save your legs for a shot like that. Brilliant from Yuvraj Samra, who gets on the roll this time. Tries twice to find the gap, but this time with power, not with elegance.
And this time he goes over the top as well.
What a shot from young Samra.
Thank you.
A ball remaining. They've got 5 runs. Already with the ball pending. 7. Takes off and a good run for the high performance team. 5 runs that have come off the over.
That's right. 53 for Mohammad Arif Sheikh, continuing from the northern end. Nicely played by Shubham.
Arif Sheikh back. So far, the favourites have been the high performance team. Has to be a single, and the strike has to be given to Samra, who's shown real intent. Shubham Sharma has looked calm, but calmness won't help the high performance team winning the game. They'll have to make sure to rotate the strike. And strike rotation will also build confidence between the batters and gel them. Straight to Arif Sheikh.
Good fielding as well. Yes, you're right, Abdul. I think Shubham is kind of looking a bit stuck right now at 14 of 33 or 32. I beg your pardon. And I just feel he has to get a move on, look to rotate some strike, also get the odd boundary. Because we all saw what happened in the morning session when Arjun got stuck and eventually threw his wicket away, and that's what kind of caused the slide. A quick single. Good calling here by Yuvraj. And it's imperative that in a low-scoring game like this, you need to kind of keep the scoreboard moving. Otherwise, the scoreboard pressure gets to you at some stage. And we saw that the easiest way to pick wickets was to stop the flow of runs, as we saw in the morning.
The channel for the fast bowlers, if we compare over by over, we definitely cannot go back to 40 overs what they've bowled, but taking sessions, bits and pieces of 10 overs in the initial stage of Canada high performance teams bowling. Nicely bowled. Nicely hit, but that'll save very straight, too straight for Samra to collect any runs.
Yep.
The bowling has been between the stumps for the high performance team, and that's how Sompal Kami was trying to bowl. But then a bit later, different areas, and they'll have to contrive. They'll have to create a shot out of ingenuity. They cannot play ball by ball, game by game. There'll have to be something they'll have to inflict.
Nicely bowled once again. As we saw again, he was targeting the stumps, bowling straight, giving nothing away. And this is the exact kind of bowling which is needed to restrict coverage in a couple of minutes' time. Welcome back. As we see Yuvraj taking on the initiative in this over, scoring a well-needed boundary right after the break of Gulshan Kumar Jha. Shubham Sharma also trying to get a move on, batting on 16 of 34. As we see an attempted bouncer, called one for the over. The Canadian high performance team, 60 for the loss of 2 wickets. This is the 15th over in operation. Down the leg side and called a wide. Still waiting to see when the spinners will be brought on. They had a huge impact in the first innings of the game, in the middle overs. Especially left arm spin. And that's down the leg side and just cleared deep fine leg by a few inches for a 6. A tad lucky there. The batter could have been straight into his hands. As we see, the ball deserved to be hit, but just over the fielder at fine leg. So Canada getting a move on after the break. 4 of the previous over and a 6 now. 67 for 2. Nicely played. End of the over. Canadian high performance team, 67 for 2 in 15 overs with Shubham Sharma, 22 of 37 deliveries. And Yuvraj giving him company. As we see the 6 replay once again. We all know it's a game of inches, and that's what it was on that occasion as well. And we see spin being introduced for the first time in this inning. For a while, it's all about strike rotation and cashing in on the bad deliveries as we see the batter exchanging gloves. Anil Kumar Shah, the tall opening batter who looked really good in the morning session, would be bowling to Yuvraj, who's on 12 of 22 deliveries. And we all saw the ball turning big in the first innings. Would be interesting to see how it plays out in this innings. Cut away nicely by Yuvraj in the gap. And that's a boundary. This is good batting out here by Canada. They've shown some intent after the drinks break and have found the boundary most of the time when they attempted it. It was a loose delivery, short and wide, and had to be dispatched. Lip taken out. Once again, short and wide outside the off stump. This time hit in the gap just for a single. Too long off. Shubham Sharma taking strike. Changes in the field. It's always difficult with a left and a right hand combination. Shubham has been relatively quiet whenever it's been outside the off stump. He just looks to dab it on the offside just like that. Oh, attempting a run and could have been close. Canada need to be careful out here and not give away a wicket in this manner. Right now, both the batters are looking set and would be a crime to kind of give away a wicket in the form of a run out like that. Nicely tossed up, played back to the bowler. End of the 16th over, 72 for 2.
Thank you, Venu. A much needed break for everyone, and especially the high performance team who's changed the palette, who are going for boundaries, especially thanks to Yuvraj Samra, who's put some entertainment on this game, making sure that he hits boundary every time he's taking the strike on. Played with much more sense and maturity than expected of his age. Batting on 17 of 25, Shubham Sharma 22 of 40. And for sure, there's no harm Shubham being playing slow here. Is taking the innings, building it. That's come off the edge and very short. Superbly close, very, very close. And he survives. Was one ripper that the bowler bowled, Gulshan Kumar Jha. Samra was startled with that bounce. He for sure did not know what to do it, and the best he could have done is to survive, and somehow the god of luck on his side today.
Once again, extra bounce.
Some sweet chin music for Shubham Sharma. There's one from Zahid Shirzad. Now I see that from Gulshan Kumar Jha, who's got that fire in their belly as a fast bowler. Who's making sure the batsman rises to the standard to play him. Back of the length. Pushes that in the gap. It's going to be a good game between Samra, who's sometimes found it difficult to go against bouncers.
Oops. A bit of sloppiness in the field. The ball ricocheted off the stumps. And they took an extra overthrow as well. So Nepal just need to tighten this up a bit. Well, yeah, sweet chin music it was for the first two balls. I heard that term after a long time. We don't see that very evident in today's slam bang cricket.
Taken off again. Pushes in the gap. It's just because how the game has evolved and the evolution of the game. Bowlers coming more towards the wicket. You'd see that making Yorkers good length. They're stock balls, not many bowl bouncers, especially you'd see that bounces being used only in Test cricket. ODIs have also dried with bounces, not many. sometimes bowlers forget the variety they've got in their artillery. They have the different areas to explore.
Nicely timed in the gap as well. That's a
That'll
beautiful
run away.
shot.
What a shot that is. Sublime, subtle and classical from the left-hander. Yuvraj Samra was looking amazing. Look at that. A classy shot from Samra. Just times it well. And he even did not know that that'll pass away from the fielder. 4 runs. I'm sure his dad will be watching him. Every time he plays, his parents are there to support. His father's put in a lot of effort grooming Samra. He himself played cricket, but he sees Samra flourishes. And he says that he takes a lot of pride seeing him play.
Yeah, that was beautifully timed. And more importantly, in the gap as well. That's a lovely straight drive once again. And just goes through. A half stop at mid-off, looking for the second run, which would be completed as well.
He will not be troubled with full deliveries and good length. Look at that. That whiff coming off. "51 runs in of 2 wickets.
Would be interesting to see. Yes, that is Anil Kumar Shah continuing from the northern end.
Looks like a dead end. They are heading towards Nepal team. They'll soon, especially run rate going under 1, they'll have to seek out for wickets here. That's going to be their only guiding light in this match. If not, they are for sure heading towards doom. The roles have reversed. It looks like Yuvraj Samra has spent more time than Shubham Sharma on crease.
And interestingly, Abdul, I think if you compare this with the morning session, we have seen a complete reversal as well. If you remember, in the morning session, there was hardly any trouble for the batters in the first 15 overs, and they didn't lose a wicket. And right after the break, they lost a flurry of wickets. Whereas here, they lost a couple of wickets in the first few overs. And after that, especially after the drinks break, they've kind of found some rhythm in batting.
Can happen for numerous reasons. Teams can get comfortable. Before that drinks break, that wicket of Ajay Veer Singh and Ali Nadeem, they were in the rush, in adrenaline, knowing the need of the hour, that they'll have to pick wickets to win. Somewhere, when the teams get comfortable, that's when they start losing the track. That's when they digress from the objective. I think that is what has happened with Nepal team too. They've got early 2 wickets, better than the start of the high-performance team when they were bowling, because it took them around 17 to 18 overs to get the first breakthrough. But Nepal was successful in the starting first 10 overs, getting hold of Ali Nadeem. But then what they've failed to do is that to capitalize.
End of the over. 18 overs gone, 85 for 2. Shubham Sharma on 27, and Yuvraj Samra has caught up pretty fast at 25 of 31 now.
The idea would be that the team tries to focus and play this game more like a T20 if the ball is in their slot. Might be the clear message from Coach Khurram Chauhan too, especially making sure the strike rate of their batters remains high, knowing that the team's under development, they'll have to pave their way long ahead if they're looking at... because it's going to be a gigantic climb for them.
Would be interesting to see left arm spin being introduced now. We saw that left arm spinners had a huge impact in the game in the morning session, but that was from the other end, Abdul. If you remember, both Sukhjinder and
Turn was there.
is that the break which Canada needed, beg your pardon, which Nepal needed? Does this open for Nepal to come back into this game, which was kind of slipping away from them with this part?
So this is good. Good fighting spirits from Nepal cricket team, and the captain Anil Kumar Saha will continue to bowl. Look at him batting at 32 of 33. At once he was he came later to Shubham. He started accelerating, and the feature about his batting is that to add on would be knowing
The ball now really well. And Yuvraj Samra is doing it beautifully at the moment by rotating strike and making sure that the scoreboard is ticking all the time. This is really good to watch.
it's Kanwar Tadgur against Lalit Narayan.
Bold, wicket to wicket, giving nothing away. Lalit
Look at-
Narayan.
Look at the dryness of the surface, the dust the surface produces when the batter's trying to move his feet. It says that how well the ball can grip to benefit the spinner.
Looks to me like a day 5 test pitch in India. The way the dust is picking off the wicket, and the grip and turn on offer as well. That's beautifully bowled and nicely played as well. That's the exact line that Lalit Narayan would want to be operating on, drawing the batsman forward, trying to challenge both edges.
Love seeing that forward defense from Kanwar Tadgor.
Once again, nicely bowled and nicely played in the gap as well. This is good batting out here by both the Canadian batters in the middle. Good communication as well, looking for that quick single. As we discussed this morning as well, it's the singles and these rotation of strike that kind of puts off the bowler and the fielding team as well, and especially when it's a left and right hand combination.
This will hurt Nepal. This combination, right and left combination, will hurt Nepal or any team, especially in middle overs. It tires the fielders off knowing that it's a left-hander. That's the scorecard, the highest scorer so far. Cuts away. Takes off a good drift of the surface. Anil Kumar Shah. 48 runs required. And the sailing has been smooth for Canada except for losing two early wickets. And that hasn't bothered much for the likes of Samra and Kanwar Tadgor, who's just walked in. That's close. That's very, very close. That's very, very close. And he's unhappy. Similar to the yesterday's dismissal against Oman. One more time, Kanwar Tadgor goes on a low scoring.
As you see, played across the line, but I'll say a tad unlucky there.
Very unlucky for me. Very unlucky. Look, have a look at that replay one more time. Looks that he's definitely missing the leg stump. Is suggesting, he's alluding the umpire somehow that he's standing away from the leg stump, but the first point of contact might have showed that he might have hit on in front of the leg stump. Look at that in the slow-mo, where Anil Kumar Shah comes to bowl, is leaving the leg stump and standing there, gets onto his back leg, not the front leg, and Kanwar Tadgor.
Even then, Abdullah, I just feel that it was still missing leg. Even then, even after the shuffle, it was evident that the ball was excessively turning and bouncing as well, right? So hard to, it's a little hard on the batter, I just felt.
Unlucky dismissal for Kanwar Tadgor. Untapped potential walks out of the middle.
As we see Christian Kalicharan walk out.
Hails from Trinidad and Tobago. Quite spoken about, Christian Kalicharan. He's played List A games for Windies.
Nepal trying to make a match out of it. 96 for 4, Canadian high performance team. This could get interesting if they get one more wicket now in quick succession.
The wicket should be of Yuvraj Samra. Okay, so I'm not guiling. I'm not praying or wishing that he should be out, because the fanatics and the fans of Samra might come at me and saying that expecting the man to get out. But from the perspective of Nepal, it is him who's the danger.
He's certainly making the play at the moment.
Especially one sitting amongst us.
In the air, and that's taken once again. This is great bowling here by Nepal. Exceptional cricket here, applying pressure in the middle overs through spin. We spoke about this a while back, that spin could play a huge part in this game. And Christian Kalic.
Wanted to push it on towards the offside, but the turn took it to the leg side where the short mid-wicket fielder was. And it's not just him who's appalled, but we as well. Might have expected some good cricket from Christian Kalicharan, but departs early with a soft dismissal.
That sets the cat amongst the pigeons in this game, and looks like this is going to be a tighter contest than we expected. 96 for 5, Canadian high performance team. Nepal fighting back and really making them work hard for their runs. As we have Gursahib Singh, the right-handed batter, making his way to the middle. And we have another over from Lalit Narayan from the pavilion end coming up. A lot rests on the shoulders of Yuvraj Samra. Nepal are chirping and loud on the field now. Nicely bowled by Lalit and tucked around the corner for a single by Yuvraj Samra. And I think his wicket, as you said rightly, Abdul, in the previous over, is the key for Nepal to make amends. With the new batter in, right-hander facing the left-arm spinner. We see a slip coming in. That's a good move. And we might see some more close-in fielders trying to put some pressure on the batters in the middle.
Let's take this example. You see a crown. Crown is really prized, but Samra is that jewel on the crown that is highly shining. That's his situation right now. Oh, that's a ripper.
Beautiful delivery.
He was bamboozled by it.
Unplayable. For a batter facing his first ball, hard to put bat on ball to that one. Tucked around the corner on the leg side for a single. As we see the Canadian high performance team approaching their 100. Yuvraj Samra taking strike to Lalit Narayan. I wonder what must be going through his mind now. He's been constantly losing partners on the other end in the last few minutes. As he goes for the sweep and perfectly finds the gap at the square leg boundary. Beautifully played.
Losing partners hasn't been a concern for Samra, who's looked confident. Look at that bat come down and a stylish stroke again from Samra to pick the gap at the deep fine leg. Will only get better on the replays. He knows he's got the run. He's got the run. 6 runs already completed in this over. So he hasn't got to take risk.
That's a great approach. He knows what he's doing. Once again,
Sensible.
playing out the over by Lalit Narayan and shielding his partner as well. I believe he'll be more effective against the right-hander with that angle.
And I love the fact when you told amend, not change. It's just not change, but also to improve. is that if they could have got spinner a bit early, if they could have got the introduction to the innings, they might have felt. But again, a question of new ball. Would the spinner be getting enough turn of the new ball? You'll have to try the same gamble how Mahendra Singh Dhoni used to take on Ashwin. You have to be confident on your players, because that's one different bowler. Especially might be biased because Ashwin is one of the off spinners that stands out alongside Nathan Lyon, especially with a great control. But it's not easy. Always there's a drop in the captain's head when they go out with the finger spinner on the new ball.
And the best part is Ashwin also confesses that he loves bowling with the newer ball, which is what you want from your bowler. Oh, that looks close again, and definitely looked closer than the previous one, Abdul.
What has just happened here? I'm as surprised as you are. Why wasn't... Look at that pitch. Oh, it's below the knee roll, Venu.
Probably did he feel it's outside the line of off stump?
Umpire suggesting that the impact... okay.
It's kind of touch and go.
Gursahib Singh. 42
Still
required.
one slip in operation.
It's getting interesting by the closure of the game.
It's pretty overcast and dark even at the moment.
It is just 4.
Short delivery, poor ball, could not put it away, but still gets a single.
All working in kindness. Gursahib Singh with Anil Kumar Shah says that indeed it was a poor ball, but let me treat you with love and kindness. Gets only 1 out of it.
Canadian high performance team on 103 at the moment, as we see another one tossed up and driven down the ground by Yuvraj.
Playing good with just 5 wickets going down. That has been only the blemish on the part. Batting strong on 40 of 41. Has been marvelous so far with the stroke making. The only ugly shot of his bat was he being bamboozled by the delivery bowled by Gulshan Kumar Jha. That is the only time he had no answer, but he's been scoring offside, leg side, sweeping.
As we see another delivery bowled by Lalit Narayan, just took off from a good length. There's a lot of turn on offer and a lot of bounce as well. So as you see, Samra coming down and tapping on that area of the pitch from where it took off. Lalit once again. Oh, that's beautifully bowled, and probably the same issue here as once again stuck outside the line of off stump.
I felt there were 2 sounds here. I felt a little that we might have heard 2 sounds here very close to the bat, and would have been a detrimental blow to the Canada high performance side if this wicket was taken out.
Once again, a puff of dust as he played that shot. Shows that these are dry conditions at the moment and ideal for spin bowling. This would be interesting. Gursahib Singh facing Lalit Narayan. And we see a bit of attacking field out here. They have a short extra cover slightly closer to the bat. Been pushed back now. That's exactly where the ball went, just past him.
Yuvraj is making sure that he's taking the strike on Gursahib Singh till he finds his rhythm. This is a young team, a lot of young players in this high-performance squad, especially looking at the future. If you're forecasting what the future might look for Canada.
This one keeping low. But nicely played in the end by Yuvraj. He was watching the ball closely.
He's dealing well, knowing how the ball's reacting of certain areas and how it's coming on to his bat. Soft hands is the key here. He hasn't tried to hit the ball too hard. Even if you see it, it looks like he's coaxing away. Just a little flutter and fondle of his bat, but we'll keep it in our continuity. Once we are back, 25 overs done. Losing 5 wickets, Canada high performance side. Scores 106. Samra 9 short of his half century. Complete his 50 runs. And to win 38 required. Hopefully Samra would be looking to contribute. Canadian high performance side. Off the back foot, looking steady to take the second, but will only be able to do one.
Nepal needs to cut down these singles in order to put some pressure. We saw that in the morning, how Canada worked on that strategy of cutting down the runs and easy singles, and that contributed to a lot of wickets falling.
And a notable point to argue is that the bowlers who are bowling from the high performance side, the captain and me had the discussion saying that when Padam Joshi had to come to bowl, the leg side was bagged.
As we see the replay, that man has been kept there precisely.
He would have got that in his pouch. Carrying has been a problem for Nepal today with the batting to aggravate. A ball remains for Gursahib Singh to come.
As we see a cut, went straight to the fielder, and that's the end of the over. 26 overs gone. The Canadian high performance team, 110 for the loss of 5 wickets, need 34 more runs to win, which on any other day would have been an easy task, but not on this wicket. Back in the game, and the same is the case now with Nepal and their spinners trying to make amends. Yuvraj Samra, the key wicket, the left-hander who's looked really elegant and untroubled. He's going to be taking strike to Lalit Narayan, and his wicket is the key out here. As we see Lalit Narayan bowl to him.
Gets forward in a proper defense. Tidy batting. I'll say that watching Yuvraj Samra. He's got clean work. Inside edge gets lucky in the gap. Will be happy with one.
And if you see his technique as well, it's pretty uncomplicated. He looks very compact. Doesn't have any flashy moves or any, huge backlift or any other trigger movement. He just waits for the ball and plays it on merit. And that's what is needed to survive and to kind of play at this level. Sometimes I just feel in today's modern day slam bang cricket, batters try to move around a bit. They have flashy backlifts coming into play. I think Yuvraj looks the part out here when it comes to technique.
That's a very complex term, technique, especially talking about a young 18-year-old who's got in a gist, who summarized with his defense, with his shots. Rightly said, Venu, because not easy.
Oh, that was close as well. Turn, bounce.
It requires a lot of practice, knowing the trigger movements. You're telling that they move a lot, they keep their base unsteady, bat coming from all the way top. It works out. It's not wrong, but the technique, the right technique, there's no right technique for the cricket, because game itself is vast, and every day it evolves, it moves around, it changes quickly.
Well, you said it. No better way to summarize, it's kind of what works for whoever, right? I mean, as I think it was a famous commentator who once said that technique is what allows you to score runs. As simple as that. To each his own.
I'd say that Jack Fraser McGurk from Australia. Now everyone started him comparing to David Warner. We'll keep that discussion after this over. I think we were on the brink to finish. Wrong time to bring it up, but end of the over. Talking about Jack Fraser McGurk, who's got that heavy, high bat lift, where he brings it like a baseball slog, where he tries to hit that, and it's evident and very apparent when he hits the ball that he's using much of force on the swing. So the more you swing, the languish you have, the more languish you get, you weaken yourself. On the other hand, that's one of his technique, but it works for him because he has the impact on the game. If he's playing T20 cricket and he has to have an impact of the game, and if he's trying to get the maximum out of the ball, that's how his technique is. On the other hand, let's flip our pages and go back. Virender Sehwag, a lot of people criticize the critiques of the game, telling him that he did not have footwork, but he scored 300 runs in the test game, and then he scored a couple of double centuries as well. So technique worked. And then later on, Rohit Sharma was criticized as well for fitness, and still he is. But the amount of timing he generates out of his batting, I don't think so any player would be able to play the amount of cricket, especially at India, if you don't have fitness. Absolutely. And look at David Warner too. And Joe Root. When you look at Joe Root, the Fab Four, one of the ambitious candidate in the Fab Four category.
Oh, that's beautifully bowled, just as we were speaking. An arm ball with dead Yuvraj Samra. Went through his defense. That is the beauty of a delivery. Round the wicket, hits the top of off.
It would take a special delivery to dismiss him, and it is that special delivery from Anil Kumar Shah, the opener, gets the top of off, like Venu says, and look at it. There's no real-time bat and pad, but gets better of Yuvraj with beating him through the air. Look at him. He was expecting the ball to come slightly slower and beats quicker through the air. He was ready for that pace. He got accustomed to an Anil Kumar Shah. We've seen this fall of wicket often today. This is not rare. First time it was Ahmed. And then it was Sukhwinder Singh. Sukhjit Singh, I beg your pardon. Now Anil Kumar Shah.
That was a brute of a delivery. Honestly, we have seen Yuvraj playing the same defensive shot in the previous overs, where he was playing for the turn. This one went through straight with the arm and at rapid pace too. It needed a special delivery, like you said, to get him out, and this was what Anil produced.
surely with the right paths. He sticked a harsh dismissal, but the bowler worked really hard to get the wicket. And when I tell this, Anil, trust me, it wasn't the batter who got out, it was the bowler who took the wicket.
Absolutely.
It has the bowler's name written all over the wicket.
Beautifully bowled and nicely played down the ground as well. So Nepal showing some real fight in here. Remember, it's not over till the fat lady sings, and this game can throw up some really big surprises. Cricket, as they say, is a game of glorious uncertainties, and surely we are seeing a lot of things happening today, which is leaning towards the direction.
To extend that conversation, reminding you about 2023 Maxwell special against Afghanistan, when everyone thought that Afghanistan had better of Australia and they would have trounced them for 2015's defeat. But Maxwell had different plans. He came out of the book. His bat was nothing more than a magic wand, just being around everywhere.
Absolutely. I think that was probably one of the best innings you would have ever seen, given the context of the game, given what was happening there. And I just felt that
you would see innings once in a lifetime, especially on the wicket Maxwell has played. He had sore legs, wasn't able to walk. His team had to carry him, but indeed his team had to carry him because he's a hero.
absolutely.
Reminds me about the growth of cricket, especially when seeing Afghanistan has grown and most of the players from Afghanistan playing for the franchises across the globe. I see that happening to Nepal as well and Canada as well very soon, especially with Nepal. They've been the surge. Their arc has been nothing less of growth. With the expectation 2027, it is when we expect Nepal to host the World Cup for women. And Nepal cricket investing a lot, especially in the players. It's just not the physicality of the players, but also the mentalness, making sure they get the right set of workouts, the mental awareness, the right approach towards the game. It takes a lot from it takes a lot. It's from one man. It is a panel. It is the complete panel who's put in effort for Nepal cricket. And it's not built in a day.
Absolutely. Rome wasn't built in a day. And I think, coming back to the topic that we were chatting about before you got out, Abdul, I think another candidate which I feel, which comes into that category of footwork versus timing is probably Travis Head, if I may say so. And if you see that, he also doesn't have any exaggerated footwork, but he has a very steady head, pun intended for Travis Head. His head is pretty steady while he bats, and the way he times the ball and meets the ball at the right angles, that's what matters. And I think to conclude our discussion, I just felt that, yes, of course, footwork and technique sometimes might be overrated, but I think what's needed to kind of survive and thrive in that environment is a steady head to kind of, meet the ball at the right place at the right time.
He brings one out. Glorious looking cover drive. Inside out shot. Gets 4 runs here. Gurnik.
I won't say he timed it perfectly, but he placed it well. He knew that the man was up, and he just went over mid-off, or kind of wide-ish mid-off, and a risk worth taking, given the ball, which was slightly full.
25 runs required. 4 wickets. Can we see another blow from Nepal?
Actually, I wouldn't mind that if I was the bowler. I would want the batter to play that shot.
Fair enough. Just because he's falling to the trap. The cobweb you created.
Anil Kumar Shah conceding a single of the first delivery, and now he has a left-hander on strike. And if I was an off-spinner, I would be really happy with that outcome. As we all know, the great Ravichandran Ashwin, he just eats up left-handed batsmen for lunch, breakfast, and dinner most of the days. And
Not
beautifully
as
bowled.
dietitian. Can't say that, especially having you. For sure. That's pun intended, but Ravichandran Ashwin.
In the air and just over the infield. So they're creating some opportunities out here, Nepal. A bit of luck favoring the left-hander, I must say.
Can't agree more to the discussion about Ravichandran Ashwin against the left-handers. Interesting statistic about him was that he had 249 wickets for the right-handers as well as left-handers. So most balanced and poised off spinner of the game in the modern day cricket.
Well, as they say in a mathematical equation parallel, LHS is equal to RHS, and that's how it is for Ashwin.
And he'll have some bruises there. He's groaning.
Yeah, I think he hit it right onto his toe.
And Nepal will have nobody but their batting to blame because the middle order were displaying some lackadaisical strokes. And that's where today they might feel 20, 30 runs more, at least till 200. They might have pulled this game in their bag.
Yeah, I remember seeing the projected score at one stage where it was showing about 180. And, looking at the game situation, they would have taken that anytime. It's not as easy as it looks to bat. There's a lot of turn on offer. Lalit Narayan resuming. 22 more runs required, but that 22 also looks like a tall ask given the conditions that we are operating on. I think another couple of quick wickets here would really put pressure on the Canadian team. As Lalit comes on to bowl. Once again, beautifully bowled and nicely played as well. As we see a few seagulls flying around in the background. Sahib Singh batting on 10. In the air, once again, just falling short of the fielder. Lalit Narayan. Nicely bowled once again. Both the spinners keeping a tight leash on the batters, not giving away any easy runs. Nepal doing well out here. Make a match out of it. Played back to the bowler.
Will be a good game for Nepal to make a comeback and win from here. It'll be a daylight robbery. The game is still on. With 4 wickets, the Nepal team can still do it.
Yes, as they say, it's a matter of 4 good balls. And beautifully played in the gap by Gursahib Singh. That's a brilliant shot right off the back foot. He knew what he was doing, played right in the gap, and gets a well-timed boundary for Canada.
He slapped that one rightly as the bowler. It's the matter of 4 runs, not 4 wickets now for the high performance team. Decisive Singh with Gurneek Johal.
Beautifully bowled there by Lalit Narayan. What a magnificent delivery to end the over. He was lucky to survive that.
The keeper did eviscerate the stumps. Looks like we're going to have drinks with 18 runs remaining.
And the commentary team would also have a bit of a tea break. We'll join you back in 5 minutes.
Nicely played towards the fielder and a wicket. That's a wicket that they might be looking for. Gurneek Johal. He is landed into the fielder exactly. He just had to come forward, nothing much more. It looked like a nice timed shot, but to the fielder. He just gave a gift and good spirits to Nepal. Right in the slot, he might got a little too happy and carried away. And that finishes off with the fielder a wicket going down for Canada high performance team. Anil Kumar says that he is on the roll, and the decision he asking his captain for a no has proved right. 3 wickets away, Nepal to collect a victory. This will be a major upset for Canada high performance side if Nepal picks more wickets and marches on to victory. In the block hole, and welcome Venu.
Well, the conditions are looking very gloomy out here, both in context of what we have with all the clouds and with the game as well. For Canada, it's not looking that good, I must say. There's a bit of tension in the coaching camp while I just walked past their dressing room.
What's the information? Should be from the horse's mouth.
Well, I think the coaches are pretty optimistic that they should be able to finish it off, and they actually love this challenge, to be honest. They want to see a tough fight being given, and the game is pretty much in the balance, even now with 18 runs required.
Whose coach is optimistic? Nepal's team or the high performance side?
That's a good question. But I think you can see that definitely Nepal is upbeat, and right now, it's their camp which is looking more happy and more charged up.
It'll be very trashy for the high performance side to lose from this juncture. At this stage, it'll be a severe blow, not even to the game, but also to the confidence of this team. And once it looked easy, but
Yes, I think now the key is Gursaj's wicket.
we might have another 5 for Anil Kumar Shah, who's picked up 4 wickets. He's got another over that he can bowl.
That's right. We saw Shahid Ahmed Shahzai. Would be interesting to see if Nepal have any other aces up their cards.
Should have saved at least a couple for a scene or a situation like this. Would they be picking bones at the high performance side? Is it a good call to go against Lalit Narayan or just rotate it off?
I think they would love to play him off, to be honest. He's the bigger threat, I just feel, against the right-handers.
Lalit Narayan got some hugs, raises our hands towards the sky, causing some divine intervention. Against Oliver Cox, English county player. Who likes to keep the ball ashore.